It began with some leftover potbellies. We were sitting in Millennium Park, slightly tired but smiling exec members in Kelly Green trackets, slightly damp and hyperactive freshmen with a strange neurological tic that makes them randomly burst into song. And we had ordered too many sandwiches. We'd eaten our fill of turkey with whatever, ham and something or other, veggies with a side of veggies, and wrecks that rivaled the Lincoln Park Zoo in terms of sheer variety of meats. 20 or so sandwiches remained, with a dozen or so bags of generic brand chips. Good-hearted freshman girl said that we should take our leftovers and give them to the homeless in the area, of which there were many, of various degrees of raggedness and desperation. I agreed, and so did the rest of exec, and after a few more irritating but necessary logistical get-togethers, we set off in groups to do the right thing. This story could end there, with some good-hearted college students putting into practice the occasionally overlooked moral imperatives not to waste, and to do right by others when given the opportunity. Somewhere, our parents' hearts palpitated with a burst of pride, and they didn't have a clue why. But this isn't a story about people following moral imperatives. It's about what happened next, and to a much larger and more important extent, why what happens next matters. Handing out sandwiches, trying to figure out who was homeless and in need, and separating them from those who were just unfortunately dressed. We all did a little experiment in where our judgments lead us. In our case, they took us to a set of benches. On one bench were two nondescript homeless men, disheveled, wearing all black, skin brushed with dirt, glazed eyes, weary demeanor. And on the next, your average, run-of-the-mill suit with glasses, a button-down shirt, and a paunch that kind of made you want to ask when he was due. We gave the nondescript homeless men their sandwiches, talked to them for a minute or two, and allowed them the dignity of choosing their own meal from the options we presented, without judgment or question. We were their waiters and happy to be of service, sir, ma'am. I'd already moved on with a few of the freshmen when I heard the group shouting my name. Running towards me, they told me that they'd been stopped by the suit with glasses, and that the damnedest thing happened. He told them that he really liked what we were doing. He took out his wallet, and then, thumbing through the bills, pulled out a Ulysses S. Grant and gave the order to spend it on more food for the homeless. Shaking a little, smiling a lot, I took the 50 and put it in my wallet for safekeeping, ready to hand it off to Katie the next time I saw her. You know, in my haste, I had almost missed an opportunity to let someone else in on the do-goodery of the day. The suit didn't have to do that. He didn't have to acknowledge our presence. I mean, we were college students, a fancy name for expensive teenagers who were more than well known for making the dumbest possible decisions at the worst possible times. But we were doing something unexpected. We thought about our world, and in 20 short minutes, made it a better place for everyone. The unlucky folks who got our sandwiches, the luckier kind who had comfortable lives but had forgotten that sometimes people still do spontaneous acts of goodness. And for us, because we'd taken a second to make it better for everyone else. And the suit with glasses, in turn, kept the momentum going by doing something unexpected. We had energy, he had money, and it was a match made in Millennium Park. This is how tiny parts of the world are changed every day. People who have energy and a better day on their minds find themselves paired with those who have resources, and all of a sudden, the nondescript homeless men become people with histories for at least a few minutes to a few people. And a tiny residential college on a moderately sized university now has $50 extra to spend on recreating that experience for a few more. I end the story with two thoughts. First, one of practicality. How do you guys want to spend that $50 and where? We still have it. If you have ideas, tell Katie. I think she'll be interested. She'll be really glad to hear it. And the second one is a little bit loftier. For 20 minutes, we made the world look a little different. What do you want your world to look like? For me, the answer looks a lot like what happens 2 steps down the line from when you've got some leftover potbellies.